So for the 17th class, we learned how to write an SAQ, or a short answer question. Now the AP exam is very formulaic. There are 4 components that need to be mastered to have that success: a 3, a 4, or a 5. And those 4 parts, the first part, multiple choice questions, that's 40% of your grade, and we'll work on those. You know, process of elimination, deductive reasoning. Today's class was the short answer question, and these are going to be worth 20% of your exam. Then the third part, the document-based question, that I consider by far the most challenging part of this. That's a quarter of your grade. And then what I consider the easiest part, the LEQ, the long essay question, is worth 15%. And there's no particular order. And I'm not going to hit you with these things every day. That's going to get very redundant for you. But at the same time, if I don't teach you these throughout the year and I try to, inundate you with all of this in a week before the exam, I think that's not effective, and it's going to produce a lot of anxiety in you. So I'm going to take the middle path. We'll periodically work on these 4 things throughout, and probably the week or 2 before the exam we'll focus up on these a little more intensely, but hopefully we peak at the right time and perform well. That is my hope. That is the goal. So anyway, in regards to SAQ, there's 2 types. There's a stimulus-based SAQ and a non-stimulus-based SAQ. Now, a stimulus-based one's going to give you a graph or a political cartoon or a map or a picture. That's why I emphasize you disciplining yourself and doing those questions every night. If you do those questions from the book, these will be a piece of cake when the test arrives. Honestly, it's repetition, repetition, repetition. And through your book, you'll see all of these things: maps, graphs. Okay, you get the point. So the non-stimulus, more challenging because you have to rely entirely on your content knowledge. Okay, so hopefully by May you have ample content knowledge where you can be okay if you get hit with this. So anyway, here's the big point of today's class: the T method. Okay, T is for topic sentence. Answer the prompt as clearly as you can. Declare your position that is absolutely clear. Ambiguity is the enemy here. Bearing in mind, human beings read your SAQs. They are under strict instructions to only grade you upon what you wrote, which brings me to the E, evidence. Be as specific as you can. Name and explain it. Inference is the enemy here, and I think in a typical class setting, if you were to turn in a reading to me, I know you, I can infer what you're meaning. That's not going to work here, so you need to be as specific as you can. And A is analysis. You're going to use the third sentence to connect the prior two. Demonstrate how your evidence proves your topic sentence. Okay? So, bit of a challenge, but it's always challenging when you're doing something for the first time. Okay? Now, I gave you 2 practice. Now, this first one is a stimulus SAQ with 2 maps. Europe in 1000 CE, Europe in 1543 CE, and it's asking you to describe the historical process represented by these 2 images taken together. One cultural development that led to the historical process represented by these 2 images taken together, and one economic impact. Okay, so I know it's only our 17th class, and you don't know a ton about this. That's why we're going to be using our book. But if I think about this, okay, a topic sentence, my T, something that's very clear. Okay, you could say, well, the chief historical process that I observe here would be the growth of empire, or the rise of Islam, or the Great Schism, or the division within religion. You could talk about a lot of things, or the rise of nation states. Now, I don't want to give you the answer here. I want you to think through it, but there are several historical processes. You could talk about hegemony, okay, this sort of thing. Now, a cultural development, you might want to talk about the Dar al-Islam, or the Great Schism, or the, another cultural development that comes to mind. The rise of the Holy Roman Empire, and Christianity is this binding force in Europe, starting with Charlemagne, something to that effect. Okay, and again, I'm just throwing some ideas out, not telling you what to do. And then, in terms of economic impact, you're thinking about, well, this is post Silk Road. Where is the money coming from? Maybe the rise of ocean routes, stuff like that. So my point is, when you're doing this, create a topic sentence that's super clear, find some evidence, name it, and explain it, and then use analysis to tie it together. Now, this other one, I'm asking you to use your book because this is our first one, and I'm going to ask you to use these pages in your book. But this non-stimulus one, similar sorts of questions, but you're all on your own, where this, you could look at the map and hopefully something comes to you. You could see certain things happening. You could see Constantinople turning into Istanbul. You can see the spread of Islam into southern Spain. Might trigger something where this is pure content knowledge, okay? And we're looking at governmental consequence, we're looking for military consequence, and we're looking at the role of the church. And again, these AP tests are going to really force you to look through multiple lenses, look at these AP themes, see history in all of its complexity, which that's a positive aspect of this class, but it also presents a challenge. So the last slide here, hopefully you can practice this T method. And I'm not expecting Shakespeare out of any of you. This is our first one. I'm just expecting that you do your best and you try and you continue to get better. And I think I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to show you this one and compare it to the final SAQ that you write before we take our exam. And I think you will be very proud of yourself. I think you're going to look at it and go, I've grown a lot and I've improved a lot. I believe that in my heart of hearts. So anyway, thank you for working hard and thank you for watching.